And as the Creek Fire continues to cause concerns, KSBY's Rob Schiff met up with one Central Coast resident who was evacuated as the fire was just beginning to spread.
Huntington Lake is less than 300 miles from right here in Shell Beach. It's a trip that Margie Valine normally takes this time of year to spend a weekend at her friend's cabin. But this time it was in and out for Valine because of a fire that continues to spread.
We got a knock on the door from a ranger that said you guys might want to think about getting started to pack up. And then a little while later they came back and said, this has jumped to over 1,000 acres. Look like it's really going to go, so you might want to go now.
And that's what Valine did. By 10:30 in the morning on Saturday, she was headed back home. She snapped these photos on her way out of Huntington Lake just hours after getting there.
I think they did a really good job of evacuating early so that they could get in there and really take care of things.
4 days later, they're still at it. Firefighters working around the clock to try and limit the spread. Retired Deputy Cal Fire Chief Eric Cleveland says it's typical for brush fires to burn this quickly, like the Thomas Fire in 2017, but that normally isn't the case with wood.
Timber typically doesn't burn that fast because it burns so slow and intense, but this thing's cranked out 170,000 in 3 days, so there's a lot of fuel behind it.
Cleveland says when he still worked for Cal Fire, a lot of the Sierra Nevada range had about 40 dead pine trees per acre. And when you combine this fire with the other fires occurring throughout the state, Cleveland says the biggest problem is having enough manpower.
Right now you've got 7 major fires going on in the state. Resources are already extremely thin, and then everybody's already been working for 21 straight days. And typically at 21 days, we would have tried to rotate personnel out, but you don't have enough people left behind to put them on the road, still cover the stations here, and provide them the relief when they get up there. So everybody's just kind of locked in place.
I asked Cleveland if there's any way to predict how big this fire can actually get. He says it's really too early to tell because of the terrain in that part of the state. He says rainfall would be the best thing right now to limit the spread. In Shell Beach, Rob Schiff, KSBY News.